All right, stick with one of them that is coming up often with some people that have doubt, and that is that, yeah, God is a love, but not for me.
God is
a God of love, but not for me. You've got election, not elect, so they're not going to make it. I mean, that's a theological problem that affects whether or not they can accept the promises of God.
right.
What's your advice in terms of being a very controversial question?
Well, to me, it depends, as I said, not so much on what they're asking, but on the angle from which they're asking it. If they say, well, what is your view on this position of sovereignty, free will, and so on and so on? One of the first things I'm going to say is, colloquially, I'll say, who died and left me boss of this kingdom? I may teach theology or I may teach philosophy, but that doesn't mean I'm the be-all, end-all end of this. But also, a person's salvation does not depend on whether they emphasize God's free will or man's. There are different ways to slice this pie. See, I would not want to answer that question in this sense. Then by answering, I give the person the impression what they say about this is crucial. Then they get off in this quandary because Christians are just all over the map on it. To me, the issue is this. What are you telling yourself about it? If you're saying, well, you know what? I could be elect, but man, what if I'm not? Could I be going to hell? What if I didn't say the right words? Almost always, those are factual questions, but emotional responses to them. I call that emotional doubt. Let me give you an analogy. When you go to see a medical doctor, you may have several things wrong. Doc, my ear hurts, I've got a really sore throat, and a couple other things are going on here. The doctor might treat you for two things, or he or she may treat you for one thing. But they've got to make a choice at this point. They treat the worst or the most central or the toughest, most dangerous of the symptoms, the ones that cause pain. And almost no doubt is only and always one kind. We're whole people, and we are integrated, and our questions are all over the map. But the person who's listening, the friend, the counselor, the pastor, has to say, well, look, this is primarily emotional. Let's not talk about your question right now. Let's talk about why you're asking it. There's some hurt here, and we've got to deal with the emotions. And that's what you deal with. They can see the question better when they're thinking more clearly.